Welcome back to this week's Mortgage Meteorology. We'll touch on all things to do with the overall climate of the housing market, not just in our neighborhood, but yours too. Today's forecast is a bit cloudy. Those pesky mortgage rates that heated up during February is putting a bit of a damper on Fannie Mae's expectations for the rest of the year, which in turn equals a thunderstorm for buyers. It looks like the mortgage rate storm isn't ending anytime soon. The GSE's ESR group now expects the 30-year fixed mortgage rate to end 2024 at 6.4%, which is up from the 5.9% predicted in January's forecast. Despite the cloudy weather looming over the 30-year fixed rate, the ESR group expects existing home sales to trend warm as the year goes on, due to increased new home listings and people still needing to move. Fannie Mae's Senior Vice President and Chief Economist Doug Duncan cited hotter-than-expected inflation data and strong payroll numbers as two things that likely will place some upward pressure on mortgage rates. Meanwhile, home price growth is finally back to where it was before the pandemic, according to a new report from Redfin. This follows a 3-year roller coaster ride in which prices sweltered when ultra-low mortgage rates fueled a home-buying frenzy and cooled when rates jumped, due to the Federal Reserve's effort to quell inflation. U.S. home prices climbed 0.6% from a month earlier in February, on par with the average monthly gain in the roughly 8 years leading up to the pandemic. Prices ebbed and flowed during the pandemic, rising as much as 2% month over month in January 2022 and falling by as much as 0.2% in August of the same year. Home prices fell from a month earlier in 6 of the 50 most populous U.S. metropolitan areas, many of which were pandemic boomtowns that have since seen their housing market temperatures drop. Places like Tampa, Florida, San Antonio, Texas, and Charlotte, North Carolina all saw prices drop. Redfin says that prices are likely calm, cool, and collected in Texas and Florida, in part because those two states have been building a lot of homes, which means supply has increased. So what will become of these boomtowns? I'll keep you posted and meet you back here next week for your updated housing market barometer.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to nationalmortgageprofessional.com.